Hi, it's Joe Mazumdar, editor, analyst at Exploration Insights, speaking to you from the virtual Middles Investment Forum in September with Gareth Thomas, who is the CEO. It's Westhaven Gold, who are exploring low sulfidation epithermal veins in the Spence's Gold Bridge in central British Columbia. How's it going, Gareth?
Very good. Thank you, Joe. Thanks for having me today.
And just to give the viewers a bit of a background, this is a project you guys have held for 10 years, but right now the program you've got, which is whatever 25 to 30,000 meters with I think 2 rigs, is the biggest program you've ever done in probably the decade you've held the ground.
Yep, that's correct. Last year we did a little over 20,000 meters. This year we're on pace for more like 40,000 meters. Actually, we've had a really good job by our drillers there. So I think we're currently sitting around 23,000 meters. What are we in the start of September here? So we had a third rig added about a month and a half ago, which has obviously given us a lot more meterage there. But the plan now is to get this third rig over to Skunka. But in the meantime, we got the 2 rigs, one up on the Tower Zone and one on the newly discovered Fran Zone, which is looking quite interesting now. So we're kind of debating now whether we keep the third rig on Shovel Nose just for now, but that's where we stand as of today. But we're looking more like we'll be expanding to more like 40,000 meters.
So let's just get to the infrastructure. I mean, where you are, you haven't really been negatively impacted too much. I mean, you shut down your operation for a little while, but you're basically COVID-19 related. Infrastructurally, you're working.
Yeah, we as touched on before, or at least in the presentation, we did halt work in our Merritt facility. We were still obviously busy behind the scenes, but we did halt as we have about 12 staff there at any given time in our Merritt Corp facility, as we got the 3 rigs going, lots going on. So we did halt there for about 4 weeks as some of the local First Nation bands had mandatory quarantine. So we obviously wanted to follow suit with that, and
because you employ a lot of people. You employ a lot of locals, right?
Yes, we are. Yeah, more than half our staff in Merritt is local First Nations, and of course we do not want to be the bringers of COVID into the Merritt area. So we were certainly good to like I said, we still did a lot of work, but we halted for that time. But to my knowledge, there hasn't been any COVID cases in Merritt. That being said, we obviously take it serious, but we're in a fortunate location, as you know, being a 2.5-hour drive from Vancouver. We're not crossing any borders. We're not getting on planes. So we've been pretty fortunate, all things said.
And that lowers your cost, your all-in cost, because we talked about Golden Triangle and helicopter supported drilling that's about $400 plus Canadian per meter. Where are you sitting at?
We're sub 200 now. Sometimes we get quite low, depending on obviously production from the drill is our main is how that's going, what type of ground we're in, if we're bringing water in, if we have an artesian well to use. It all depends on that. But yeah, we're probably about $180 a meter all in right now, which is substantially lower from our the Canadian average. Certainly no disrespect to any of our peers. We've all worked in pretty tough remote areas, but like I said, it's just another fortunate, unique advantage for Westhaven and our shareholders for where we're working. It just equates to low cost and really year-round exploration as well.
So, I mean, the South Zone is what you've discovered, several years ago now, which is, it seems funny how time flies. And you've drilled a lot of holes there. And so some investors, myself included, are wondering, with respect to what some other companies have done was, hey, do we put a resource here now, knowing that it could get bigger? Will the market be sort of transfixed on this as the size of it, as opposed to understanding that it's just a balance sheet here right now? This is all it is. What is the advantage or disadvantage, let's say, of putting out a resource on what at the South Zone where there's been significant drilling?
Well, I think it's really how people look at it and how they want to see what what people are expecting from it, and that can be a negative or a positive depending on what we're sort of what we think is there. And this, we range anywhere from, depending on grade and open pit or underground. We think this will be something economic at the South Zone ourselves, just with our great location. But it depends what people's expectations are, including our own, which we're not, entirely sure. But if we can get, looking anywhere from 500,000 to 1 million ounces of decent grade right off a major highway in Canada, we're laughing here. But our main goal here this year, hence why our stock hasn't really been moving this great gold market, is that we're drilling a lot of periphery outside targets, which are a lot higher risk, but we're trying to get that high reward. And that's after, a few months here of drilling and not a lot of, great new results as we've touched on before. But I think finally it's come to fruition with this Franz, and what we're seeing even towards Franz and Tower to the northwest along strike here. So this is really what we're looking forward to, and we hope our sort of perseverance has paid off. And the investors that have been patient and shareholders that are, we hope this is going to pay off, because we like what we see at Franz, and we're only a hole into that outcrop, but had high grade, but it's looking pretty interesting. So we're hoping to have results back from that. Rushed them into the lab on Tuesday, so we're hoping to have results, around the 25th of September.
Right, and so let's talk about the Franz zone, because the South Zone is based on a structure that's northwest trending, and then gathering from your VPX, your official, is that he got people walking that trend to understand if there was something else there, and they were surprised actually to find outcrop, because most of the area is under a certain thickness, not deep always, but a certain thickness of overburden that you can't see outcrop, hence the amount of geophysics, the CSAMT surveys you're doing. But here at the Franz zone, which is more than a kilometer northwest along what appears to be the same structure, you're hitting outcropping, low sulfidation epithermal veins with the right textures, and getting at surface, granted, they grab samples that are not totally representative, but you're talking about 50 grams and very high grade silver. So how has that changed what you're looking at right now?
Well, it's 2.8 kilometers from really the heart of the South Zone to Franz. So this extends our known strike length, at least on vein zone 1. This makes it almost 4 kilometers long. And to use Kupol, where Peter Fischel, we're just talking about, our exploration manager, spent 12 years. They got 5 kilometers, and in places that in a lot of places that vein comes to surface. And guys had walked around this area before. We have lines, 100-meter soil lines on either side of that, where we obviously just missed it. And that just goes to show that a lot of this property has really been underexplored. So, we got 3 prospector mappers, geologists out in this area now, and we're finding more of this stuff now. And like I said, the drilling on the Franz is, it's going to be very interesting. We think if this continues, we're going to be connecting the dots from the South Zone, and this could get exponentially bigger. And this is what we've been waiting for all year. It's lackluster results really till now, but we've been working hard to get to this point. So that's what we're very excited. Like I said in in the news release there, when we put out this Franz showing, this is the most exciting thing we've seen since our initial late 2018 discovery.
So in summary, for anybody looking at investing in Westhaven or currently hold the stock, we should be looking for results from this new Franz zone, and also drilling around new targets at Spence's Bridge, but also potentially a rig going up to Skunka in the next several weeks. Is that right?
Yeah, so we should have results back, and I said 2 weeks. We put it in on Tuesday, so 2 to 3 weeks to get a news release out. But yeah, fingers crossed on we getting these rushed. Obviously, we like what we see enough. And then another rig is up in the tower where we drilled, and they're kind of coming together towards Franz as well, as we think there's going to be a lot of excitement between there as well. And we're CSAMT will be out with some news on that as well. So lots of good news flow. And but Franz, stay tuned. We like what we're seeing so far. So and then Skunka will come sort of takes the next priority, but we're still looking to get up there to do the 2,000, 2,500 meter program as well.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Gareth, for joining us. That's Gareth Thomas, CEO of Westhaven Gold. And it's me, Joe Mazumdar, editor and analyst at Exploration Insights, welcoming you, or thank you for joining us at the Metals Investment Forum virtual conference. Thank you very much, and hopefully that was helpful.